Japan's World Cup is over, but one scene from the tournament is still being talked about. It didn't happen during any of the matches, it happened after the final whistle. Thousands of fans head for the exits, but Japan supporters stay behind. They pull out blue plastic bags. They start picking up bottles, cups, wrappers. It happened in Arlington, Texas after the draw with the Netherlands. It happened in Monterrey, Mexico after the victory over Tunisia. FIFA posted about it on social media. News organizations around the world covered it. It's happened at every World Cup Japan has attended since 1998. But not everyone has been impressed. Some Japanese women have asked an uncomfortable question. If Japanese men can clean a stadium in front of the world's cameras, why can't they clean up at home? I'm Jeff Richards. This week on Japan Today Spotlight, why Japanese fans clean up stadiums and what it tells us about Japan when the cameras aren't rolling. Earlier this year, Japan beat England at Wembley Stadium for the first time. Their fans spent 30 minutes after the final whistle collecting litter from the away end. Wembley officials publicly thanked them. Japanese fans have been doing this at every World Cup since the country's first appearance in France in 1998. For most supporters, it isn't a performance, it's just what you do. The Japanese term for it is gomi hiroi, literally picking up the trash, and its roots date back to primary school. In Japan, children don't just study in classrooms, they clean them, sweeping floors, wiping desks, scrubbing hallways. The expectation isn't just to avoid making a mess, it's to leave a shared space ready for the next person. Barbara Holthus, a deputy director of the German Institute for Japanese Studies in Tokyo, put it this way: Japanese learn early on that you don't want to inconvenience other people. You don't want to bother people. It goes to all areas of life. Fan Kenokawa was at his first ever World Cup event in Monterrey. We are guests in Mexico. I've been treated wonderfully. This is my way of showing appreciation. The players have earned a similar reputation. After matches, Japan's national team typically leaves its locker room spotless. After the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, they left origami and a thank you note written in Japanese and Arabic behind. For many Japanese people, the cleanup isn't about replacing stadium workers. It's about not being a burden on them. Though not everyone sees it that way. Another fan, Futo Hagiwara, says he's heard the pushback from Brazilians he met at the tournament. Their argument? By picking up people's garbage, Japan's fans might be taking work away from the stadium cleaners. I guess that's one way of looking at it, Hagiwara said. It's a fair point, and it's part of why this tradition is more complicated than it looks. If you've spent any time in Japan, you've probably noticed something. This kind of organized cleanup is less common after domestic sporting events. You don't typically see it after a professional baseball game or a J-League match here. But when Japan's national team plays overseas, it's almost always expected. The tradition has become part of Japan's international image. Sociologist Masachi Osawa has argued that the primary motivation isn't altruism. It's the desire not to be seen as a nuisance within your own group. It's less about doing good and more about not being the person who didn't. Fan Hagiwara framed it differently at the Netherlands match. This is our culture, he said. Everywhere we go, we need to clean after ourselves. It's our spiritual way, our attitude. The behavior can be genuine and culturally rooted, and it can also be amplified when the cameras are rolling. That tension is exactly what's driving the conversation back in Japan. As Japan's fans were being praised abroad, something else was happening at home. A post on X went viral. It pointed out that Japanese men spend among the least amount of time on housework of any developed nation. That post was viewed 1.9 million times. Please do it at home, it said. The post included a satirical illustration, a Japanese fan proudly picking up trash at a stadium. The same man at home on the sofa while his wife does the dishes. According to Japan's Cabinet Office, citing 2021 OECD data, Japanese women spend 5.5 more times on housework than men. That gap is far larger than in Britain, in France, or the United States. The debate in Japan isn't whether the stadium cleanup is admirable. Few people dispute that. The question is whether the values on display overseas are reflected in everyday life here. Some critics reach for two ideas that are well known in Japan. Tatemae, the face you present to the world, and honne, what happens behind closed doors. They're not saying the cleanup is fake. They're saying the gap between public conduct and private life is worth noticing. There's one more data point worth adding. On June 1st this year, 2 weeks before Japan's World Cup opener, Shibuya Ward introduced a 2,000 yen on-the-spot fine for littering. The same month, Japan's fans were being praised worldwide for voluntarily picking up other people's trash. The country just has very clear ideas about which spaces require tidiness and when. The images of Japanese fans cleaning up World Cup stadiums have circled the globe for nearly 30 years. But the conversation those images sparked inside Japan may be even more interesting. Not because people disagree about cleaning up. They don't. They disagree about what it represents. As usual, all sources and links are in the show notes below. And from the Japan Today newsroom here in Tokyo, I'm Jeff Richards. See me next time, and clean your room.